ASMR video. Today's video is going to be a highly requested stock update video for you guys. I have not yet done a stock portfolio update since completely transferring my account out of Robinhood. So if you are, a subscriber of mine that have, maybe you're only interested in these videos, this video is going to be a little bit different than the previous videos in the past. Mainly because I'm still learning the software, and to be honest, the reason I haven't made a video on this so far, recently, is because I've been trying to learn it as much as possible so that I didn't sound like a complete idiot when making this update video. But I've put it off far too long, and it's time to take a look at what I've been doing with my portfolio and what I have sold, what I've maybe bought, and share it with you guys. Again, this is not financial advice. I do encourage everybody to invest, but obviously invest at your own risk, right? Don't take anything I say, as complete and utter, truth, or like, I guess truth isn't the right word. Complete. Don't take my word for advice, is what I'm trying to say. I could lose everything tomorrow and be left with nothing, but I that's highly unlikely, but it could happen. It could happen. So I'm not a professional financial advisor. This is only meant to be for entertainment value, and I myself am excited to kind of do this video because this will be good practice for me as far as learning this software. So if you are wondering what I got out of Robinhood for, it has everything to do with the fact that they restricted trading on all of those stocks, and honestly their servers are really bad. They don't have very good customer service, so it was long overdue. I got out of Robinhood. I am now in TD Ameritrade, and we're going to be looking at Think or Swim for most of this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so here we have the home screen, and this can look very, very overwhelming when you first look at it, but I promise it's not as bad as you would think. So I'm going to do my best to compare this to, Robinhood. Robinhood, the number one thing it was really good at was just the user interface. It was really, really, easy to use for beginner traders, and I myself am thinking I'm a little bit more intermediate now. I'm not an expert, but I'm definitely not a beginner at this point, so it's time to move on to the big boy trading app, which Thinkorswim seems to be much more intricate and much more advanced than Robinhood. But as you can see up here in the top left, we have our option buying power, our net liquidity, and day trade. So this number right here is actually what we have in our portfolio. If I wanted to, sell everything and take it all out, it would be 76 now. It was 75 just a second ago. $76,000. Now back down to 75. But see, that's the fluctuation of the market, right? Highly volatile market right now over the past couple of days, and I'll get into that here in a second. But apparently I have 2 day trades left, which I don't know why I'm being restricted on day trading, because I have well over 25,000. I wonder if that was just a Robinhood thing. Myself, I don't day trade very often, so I don't know how many day trades TD Ameritrade allows you to have on a daily basis. And then I have $122 of cash available, but I have a ton of margin, which I do not like to use. I don't like to buy on margin. Margin equity says 69,000. I don't know why. My margin equity is this high. That's not. I don't have anything currently bought on margin, even though it says I do. I 100% own all of my stocks. I owned them all before I transferred out of Robinhood, and I own them all now. outside of like $1,000 worth. I think $1,000 was bought on equity. So 1,000 of it should have been bought on equity in TD Ameritrade, but I sold 1,000 shares off. I don't know why some of this looks the way it does, but again, that's part of the learning process with this. So here you have your watch list, which your watch list was on the right side on Robinhood. I have only added pretty much, I use this watch list as, all these I think I'm currently holding unless I haven't updated it. Yes, all these are my current holdings. And so I just added the, current account and positions. I think I have it set to that by default. So it should show us that by default. And you can sort it by, percent change or, what the bid price is, the asking price is, the net change on the day, which you'll see this big bad boy right here. Your boy finally bought some Tesla. Or you can, of course, sort it by price, which Tesla is now the second most expensive stock that I own behind, of course, Trade Desk, which we are still holding all 5 of our shares. Let's see, can I make this bigger? Let's see, percent change. Alright, so you cannot see how many shares I have of each, but we'll get to that in a second. So here you have our order book, which I've bought a couple of different things today. I bought some more FLNT, which I don't think I've talked about on this channel yet. FLNT is closely tied with MGNI and Trade Desk. It's another digital marketing play, which I'm all about digital marketing. I bought some of that, and then I bought some more HCMC, which is like a micro penny stock. A long shot in the dark, right? This is one that I probably am going to lose all my money on. But yeah, and then of course there's DPLS, which is another one. Where is DPLS at? DPLS right here. That's another one. That's a micro penny stock, but I actually was able to turn like $300 into, gosh, almost 20 grand off of DPLS, and unfortunately I didn't sell at the top, but I've sold some of it off, and I used those profits to buy other stocks, right? Diversify my portfolio. We have the quick chart, which you can just type in anything here. So like we could look at DPLS, there's the chart for DPLS. We could look at Tesla, there's the chart for Tesla, and this is I think this looks like a weekly chart. Yeah, this is about a weekly, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe, wait. I believe this, I mean, if it's not a weekly, it's almost a weekly chart. Yeah, so I bought around this area. There was a big dip last week in the SPY, and just about everything was on sale, and I said, screw it, I'm gonna get into Tesla. It's long overdue that I get into Tesla, and I finally did it. And I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm in, because Tesla is something that has been talked about. I've had it on my watch list for quite some time, and I just have never pulled the trigger, and I'm finally, I only have 10 shares. But I mean, 10 shares at $700 a share, $712 a share, you guys can do the math. Okay, so down here we have the heat map, the watch list heat map. So I think this shows basically percent change of everything that's on your watch list, which I have everything on my watch list. Wait, SNDL, so maybe it does have some other things on here, because I don't have any SNDL. What is SNDL at? Oh man, 139. Kind of back on the rise, but you have your heat map and your portfolio structure. This shows you all your profits and losses by stock. So Fastly is really green today. Let me see. FSLY is that? There we go. It's up 3% today, which I've been buying the dip really hard on with Fastly. So if we actually click on that, it'll take us to our activity and positions, which this was the next thing I was going to show you guys, but I'll show you how to get there here in a second. But here's the buying power / cash available, options buying power, cash and sweep vehicle 122. So again, 122. We got $38,000 worth of available funds, available buying power, which I don't want to use, right? Because I don't want to get into margin like that. So if I go to monitor, I can see my activity and positions, but this will show you a position statement. I don't really like this as much as the account statement. So position statement will show you how many shares you have. What it's at now is the mark price. What it's changed daily is the mark change, and then profit loss open, profit loss day. But what it won't show you is the overall profit loss percentage. Wait, you know what? I could probably, let's see, can I add that profit loss percentage? Let's see, profit loss percentage, profit PRO, profitability OTM, price ratio. Okay, I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it any percent change. Wait, is it percent change? Maybe it's percent change. Let's see, percent change. 31%. No, maybe that's overall percent or percent change. I don't know what that is. I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's get that out. Remove. So again, you can. This is a good report. But if you want to see your overall profit loss percentage on a stock, which you can see, Dark Pulse 3,339%. That was my shot in the dark that I was talking about. It was at like 5,000%, and then I sold some here recently around like 4,000%, and it's dropped a little bit more to 3,000. But anyways, yeah, so you can sort it by amount. You know, I have the most of my portfolio is now MGNI, which for the longest time it was Roku. Now, as of right now, it is MGNI. I have 200 shares of MGNI. It was currently, you know, it dipped down into the 40s, almost that 45 actually range. 45, underneath 45 last week, which is crazy. If I didn't already own so much of MGNI, I would have probably bought more, but I'm pretty much capped out at this 10K. Like, I don't want to go anything over 10K. You know, it's up there with Roku, so I'm like Roku, MGNI, I'm not buying anything more. Fastly is now my third biggest holding, which it was pretty much up there for a while, and as you can see, it's at $75. You know what I really like about Trade Desk, about TD Ameritrade, is you can click on this little quantity and you can view your different buys. So MGNI, it only has one line item, 200 shares, because we own 200 shares when we transferred in. So I don't think I've bought any MGNI since transferring in from Robinhood, but what I have done is I've bought different times, some Fastly, which you can see all the different times I've bought. So I think when we initially transferred in, we had 50 shares, and then I bought 10 more shares on the 18th. I bought 5 more shares on the 18th. Literally 20 seconds later, bought 5 more shares, and then 5 days later, bought another 10 shares. 5 days later, bought 5 shares again, and then the day after that, bought 20 more shares. And then did I not buy? No, I did not buy any more today. I bought some more, a good bit more last week, but yeah. So it'll show you how much profit and loss you have on, you know, that specific buy, which I like that a lot. On Robinhood, it would just tell you pretty much, it would just average your, you know, your average price, which it gives you your average price here, right? 67.77. That is our trade price, our average trade price. But you can also see the specific prices at which you bought and the specific profit and loss for that buy. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot about this software. Fastly, again, is a cloud computing, an edge cloud computing play. it should be. You know, wait, FSLY, not FLSY. Not too long ago, it was in the $100 range. Look at that. It's been on a sharp decline, and even before that, though, if we go back even further, see this upward trend. They got really beat up over the last couple days, last week or so, but they'll be back. It's a long-term play. All of this is just noise. All of this is just noise. It's what you have to tell yourself when you're a long-term investor. So I've bought the dip there. Again, I talked about Tesla, how I bought 10 shares. Actually, I had a little mishap on Tesla. I accidentally bought like 30 shares, and 20 of those shares was bought on margin back when it was like super volatile last week. And it was like a glitch on TD Ameritrade's side. Basically told me that I had some pending orders that were not getting filled, and I canceled those orders, but they were still going through. And so I ended up buying, I only wanted 10 shares, I ended up buying 30 shares, and really got screwed, but it's okay, that's alright, it's just a learning experience. Everything in the market is a learning experience. I bought more Apple recently. Last week I bought 20 shares, so I almost doubled my stake, doubled my position, and let's see, what is it at now? Now it's at 125 or 126, so I'm up $5 from when I bought, and I bought 20 shares. So I guess that profit loss on open isn't for just this line item. I'm not sure what it takes into account. Let's see, 5 shares at 20. We bought 20 shares at 121.57. Now it's at 126. So it's basically $5 more at 20 shares. So that doesn't make any sense. I've only made $100 on that. Why does it say 1,553 profit loss from open? Maybe it's a weighted deal with maybe with these 30 shares. I don't know. I'd have to look into that further. Dark Pulse is another one. Yeah, it seems like that average price 0.0007. Now it's at 0.0226. So way up on Dark Pulse. I'm not really too worried about that. That's a very long-term play. They do. You can look them up. Dark Pulse Inc. Is DPLS is the ticker, but they do different sensors, and basically it's a long-term kind of infrastructure play. I won't get too into it. ITRM is a swing play that again bought at 195, bought more at 186, bought more at 171, and now it looks to be going back up. This last little dip buy was hopefully the last buy that I'll have to do. Hopefully we'll go back to the $2 range here soon. ITRM Iterum Therapeutics was a technical play that I got from some people on Discord and Twitter, but just a swing play there. FLNT we talked about earlier. Again, FLNT is another digital marketing play. We got Trade Desk, same as always. Disney, same as always. I have yet to buy. Disney's been killing it, right? Absolutely killing it. I wish I had more Disney shares, but OSI, OUSA. I did actually buy 50 more shares of OUSA, which is Kevin O'Leary's dividend ETF, which I really, really enjoy. Stitch Fix have not bought any more. Uber have not bought any more. And then HCMC is another micro penny stock that I'm just kind of taking a shot on. So 250,000 shares of that, 250,000 shares of Dark Pulse. You never know. If they ever go to $1, I'll be sticking rich. So you can actually then go, let's see, there's a trade tab, which you just type in, FLNT, and you have your trade grid shows you all the bids and asks and all that stuff. You have your options chain, all this. I usually don't use this tab. If I ever want to buy, I go down here, right, and I'll type in FLNT. It gives you your bid, it gives you your ask, you click buy, it creates a buy order down here. You can increase that order or decrease that order based on, however much you want. And then you can set it to a limit order or extended hours, trade if you want to buy in extended hours. And but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. You can actually go and analyze specific stocks. So let's do MGNI. And let's see, what have I been doing here? Click chart for data. No. Hold on. Profitability analysis. So there's different tools you can use, which again, here we go, fundamentals. This is usually what I think I'm usually on. If you go MGNI, there we go. This is what I wanted to show you, so you can actually see, research team. Let's see, is this research team is a unique third-party research tool that employs a wisdom of crowds. So I guess this is just a mixture of different analysts. CFRA, The Street, Market Edge, basically just like different ratings and buy ratings, 5-star, 3-star, whatever, hold, buy, accumulate, reduce, buy, sell, all that good stuff. And then you can see the company profile, it'll give you a description, you can see by the numbers, you can see their financials, everything you need to know, right? Literally everything. You can see their annual or their quarterly financials. So again, this is something, if you want to dig deep, look at their balance sheet. You have all of that right here. It does it all for you. Does it all for you. You can actually have an earnings. I don't think I've ever looked at this. Wow, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but earnings tab seems to be something that could probably be, you can compare earnings. Wow, okay. Like I said, this is definitely not beginners trading. You're not your beginner trading software like Robinhood. We can actually go, let's see, scan, so you can actually do like scans, which if you want to set like different parameters, you can do, stock, ask size of a certain price, and then, maybe volume of a certain amount and percent change of a certain amount. Then you put in all those, parameters, and it'll spit you out all the stocks that fit those parameters, which is really cool. I again, not really something I'm into. Market watch. Not sure what this tab is used for. Charts, though, this is a good one. So what a lot of people like to do with their charts is they like to draw different trend lines and everything. So this looks really confusing. I promise it's not as confusing as it looks. So we'll zoom in. This right here is the price line, right? That is how much the stock is worth. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This blue line here is the 20-day moving average, which gives you, it'll take, today as well as the last 20 days, and it will average that stock price over the last 20 days. And that is the price there. So right now this, MGNI is above the 20-day moving average, which I believe is a signal for a potential breakout. I might be wrong. I might be backwards on that. It might be overbought. Maybe it's due for a correction and moving down below the 20-day moving average. Next we have the pink line, which is the 50-day moving average, which is the exact same thing, just over the last 50 days. And then this right here is the 200-day moving average, which, of course, it should be. You hope that it's always above the 200-day moving average. But you can do this with literally anything, as long as you set it up correctly. Again, Tesla above all three moving averages. Let's see what Roku. above all three moving averages. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Somebody that knows more about technical analysis should let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, this is good stuff. That's a good sign, you know, that price movement. We like to see that. But yeah, and then there's tools, which I haven't really used. This education and help desk, so I guess they have a bunch of different articles you can probably read. Stocks, you know, if you want to learn about stocks and learn about, you know, how to invest, definitely TD Ameritrade is one of the more trusted, I would say, broker accounts. But again, if you're wondering what I'm buying right now during this dip, I bought Tesla. Granted, I bought it about $80 less than what it is now. I bought FLNT, another digital marketing play, and if you want a short-term play, ITRM seems to have maybe found support and hopefully is heading back to $2 soon. Other than that, MGNI, if I wasn't so overweight on MGNI, I would be buying the heck out of MGNI. But again, I'm already, you know, maxed out at that 10K mark. Like, I don't want to buy anymore. If I buy anymore, it's going to be even more of my portfolio than I want it to be. Like right now, it's like 1/8 of my portfolio is MGNI, and then another 1/8 is Roku. Like, you don't want to have too much in one stock, so we're bumping the brakes there. But again, if you're looking for an entry point, MGNI looks good to me, right? MGNI looks good to me. It's right now, it's under what I bought it at, which was at, actually just kidding, no, it's not under what I bought it at, it's over what I bought it at, but I would still be buying if I wasn't already so heavy. Anything else? Apple seems to be in play. AAPL, especially, let's see, let's go charts. AAPL, not too bad of a play. Again, I don't know much about technical analysis, but for me, Apple's just been very stagnant for a while now, and when you have a company like Apple, I mean, look at this, it's underneath the 200 MA. Underneath the 200 MA still. That tells me it's an ultimate buy. It's an ultimate buy, but what do I know? I'm just a guy in his basement. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you all later. So, if you're watching this during the day, then have a relaxing rest of the day. And if you're watching this at night, then have a great night sleep. And good night.